amazingly large tank. So here during the day is the last bit of fancied, which I've been on to get myself a very long Hungarian sausage, and these are your peppers that you can buy fresh and then freeze them, and then you can just chop them fresh into whatever you do. If it's scrambled eggs or whatever you make, sandwich or something, you've got them frozen and they're ready to go. So I didn't buy those, I'm not such a great pepper man, but I do like a bit of nice paprika salami. I did actually get some milled pepper too, which is in there. You can see it, 3 types of sweet pepper, and I got a fridge magnet. Sometimes I get from my wife fridge magnets from different places that I go, so she's got a, I don't get them always, but sometimes if I see them I get one, and I don't go specially looking for them, as it were, like some people do. It's not that much of an obsession, as it were, but it's something. So you see the new rickshaws here in Budapest are out in force. This is Vörösmarty tér, isn't it? This big square here, not far from the hotel. Maybe I'll just walk a little bit, like after that you've got Dorottya utca, which is where I was the other day, and I just think I'll go down the old Belgrade rack part, which is the place, the bit near the river. This is just a little bit noisy here and unpleasant, so I'll just turn it off for a moment. Okay, I've got past the worst of it now. This is a bit of a plaque, as it were, to Deák Ferenc. In Hungary you put the first, your first name is last and your last is first. Very Christian country really, that way. Itt állt az angol királynő szálloda, amelynek több mint 20 évig lakója volt. Deák Ferenc az első felelős magyar kormány igazságügy minisztere a kegyezés Szellemi Attila. So there you go. Don't ask me what it means, I don't know, I probably know about half the words actually, but I can't put it together into anything particularly sensible. English Queen, Angol királynő. I don't say they're suggesting that Deák Ferenc was an English queen, but I think he had something to do with her. I knew what szálloda meant once, but I've kind of forgotten it. Maybe it means he was his hairdresser or something, I can't remember. Anyway, that seems to also go exactly the same place as the other place, so let's walk up to the river for you and about 3 years ago I actually took my parents down here from Warsaw. They visited me in Warsaw and took them down here There's Shakespeare, I don't remember that. William Shakespeare, from 1564 to 1616. There you go. It's nice to see him being remembered. So there you go, very elegant street. You've got your train, which isn't going at the moment, running along there with the river behind it. That rather dramatic looking statue on the top of the hill there in Buda. Buda, of course, is that side that I'm pointing at now, across the other river. This is Pest on this side. So there's it's just a tram really, not a train, but they thunder along here, that's for sure. Info tourist hop on. And off it goes. If you haven't been to Hungary, you should come. It's very pleasant. Hopefully you'll have seen by now the equestrian event that we were taken to the other day, which I expect has gone up on YouTube a little bit before this, probably in about 2 months' time, because that's the kind of backlog I've got. And that was also a very impressive look at the traditions of Hungary in the countryside. Here you've got a little bit of a... This is all done for the blind, so it's interesting. They can't see the view, but then they can feel it all. The same thing that you've got up there. This is this, obviously. So you go from there to here, and you can feel all the details which other people, I suppose, are seeing. Even the this walkway going up there is reproduced here, and it's all in Braille. So if you're a Braille user here on YouTube, I'm afraid I can't get this on the screen for you. It's only if you I suppose it's not an awful lot of point in filming Braille, because it won't come up indented on your screen, but for those interested in it anyway, there it is. Here's some kind of elf or nymph. And it was in one of these terraced restaurants here that I went off to a conference when we arrived with my parents, and they went off to their thing, which was a kind of paid holiday they'd booked to join on but not go down with the bus, and they ended up meeting me when I had a break in one of these places here. Can't remember which of them it exactly was, but there were photos I took up of quite interesting details on the walls above it, so I think from that I might remember a little bit more. Probably this one, the Yerney. And I think I was photographing up onto those things over the door there. That's it. I was here with in the Yerney with them back there 3 years ago. And everybody who comes to Hungary likes it. So if you want to be sure of a nice holiday, then book here. There you are, and I forgot to put it back on HD, so it won't be an HD one, but there we go. I think it's better than the one I used to do anyway. Right, Varos Martit here again, this time with a bit more noise. I'm walking from the hotel, the conference is over, I've got both my bags. I decided to go for a bit of a walk towards Kaleti, catch a rickshaw if I can, if not then walk as far as I can. I've got train at 8 o'clock, so I've got 1 hour and 20 minutes to get there, and map on my phone says about 4 kilometers. Well, it says a bit less than that, but I'm just adding a bit of a margin in. So I can't hold it properly because I've got bags, but I'll put it in my pocket and see how it works. See if that works. It's a bit noisy, I'm afraid. I took taking it out of the pocket just to be able to look in different directions. We were here earlier looking at these garlands of peppers. I don't think I need to eat them, so I'm not buying them. So far I haven't seen any rickshaw. I've taken this in one hand, so I've got this and both in that hand, but it's not very comfortable, so I'll probably put it back in my pocket after all. Not such a nice film now because I'm probably wobbling around a lot more, not focusing on anything in particular. Fridge magnets like little peppers.
debe ser difícil maniobrarlo en la cámara. I'm sorry, I cannot help now.
I'm not. Friendly my ass. Can I ask you one question? You look friendly, sir. I can't help you now, he said, like I asked him to. Idegen és magyar nyelvű könyvek, international and Hungarian books. Oh, my chin is itching the whole time. So what's this? Good boys go to heaven, bad boys go to Budapest. KGB, still watching you. Very funny. Sort of bubbly money change. Okay.
Láttam a rendszámját, oda volt téve egyik Budapest.
108 years old traditional Hungarian restaurant. Should be 108-year-old. That's what foreigners never get, that one. Well, there was really no shortage of rickshaws at the weekend, but now I can't see a single one. Well, I don't know if you've noticed it, but this is the same place as I was walking up in the night the other day. And I'm starting to think there's little point in filming the same thing twice, even if it is daytime now and night then. and I was probably going on about different things. As far as I'm concerned, not a great deal of additional stuff's going on. I showed you the area around Fancied where it's all very touristy and that, but now I'm walking up this Kossuth place again. Somebody's there just... Okay. Some strange person got out of his car and said something to the lady in front. I don't know what it was though. Maybe it's the lights weren't on or something, I don't know. Probably nothing big though. He went back to his car. So that's what I look like with these, if you can see the reflection there, with these two bags and the camera switched on hanging out in my pocket. Unless you talk to something, as I am now of course. If you don't have it hanging right there in front of your face, then people don't know that you're on filming, you know. I think when half of the time has gone by, I'll check and see if I'm on par for getting unaided walking to the station. There you go, wild violins. They put the violin back into ultra violins. Wow. I'm getting a bit of a workout with these two suitcases. In case you'll think I'm joking, I am seriously walking along with a total of about 30 kilos in luggage for about 4 kilometres. This being my idea of a reasonable post-conference calorie burn before sitting on a train seat for 8 hours going from Budapest to Prague. Aha. That's what I commented on the other night, isn't it? The old map of Greater Hungary. So you're seeing a lot of the same stuff, but just with a completely different perspective of being during the day. That's completely yellow. You wouldn't have seen it yellow in the film last night because you don't see when it's dark what colour buildings are, not unless you know what colour they are. Then your brain fills it in even if it's too dark to really see the colour. But if you don't know what colour the buildings are, then they will get a kind of, some kind of shade of grey. But you don't know really what colour they are. Whereas if you go down a place where you know very well what colour the buildings are, if you've seen it 50 times, then your brain will fill in very well for you the colours of the buildings that you pass, even when it's too dark to really make them out properly. That's an interesting point about human perception. Human perception is actually extremely interesting. The curbs here don't do anybody any favours, that's for sure. Whoa. The Hungarians seem to like their bookshops, which is good. Bookshops are good. We like bookshops. And audiobooks as well they have in Hungarian. There's a whole selection, a nice big selection. Language books. Ключ, учебник русского языка. Not seen that before, and there's Headway, the English one. And there's Joseph Conrad's Lord Jim. One could wish for a better reading text in English, let me tell you. I've tried to get to Joseph Conrad, but I just don't find him that digestible. Maybe one day I will, I don't know. Maybe I haven't lived in Poland long enough after 15 years to appreciate Joseph Conrad. It'll take maybe another 15 years and I'll start liking it. But I don't think he should have used the N-word in that book title. Smiling dogs. I see that Mr. Rod Stewart is going to have a concert here. Good for him. Whew. The other day when I came up here was without a jacket on, so I wasn't getting so sweaty. Let me just check. I think that's about half the time I had available to do this walk. So I have to check and see if I'm really halfway or not. So when I get to this next junction of the street, I shall check if I'm halfway. That will also give me a chance to turn this off so that I've got a place to make it halfway through this if I want to. I might just carry it on for the whole movie. But at least it gives me the chance to make 2 halves of it. This is good. If he can run, I should be able to run. But then he's younger, he's got age on his side. Right, so this is Nagydiofa utca on the corner with Kossuth utca, so I'm going to check how far I am on the map. Okay, so second half I just checked out on the phone and it's about 60% of the way there, so it's over halfway. So I may as well carry on. Whew. In point of fact, I get the impression that the building that I can see straight on, right on down the end there, with the arch, it's very small now on this screen, but that's actually the Coletti itself. So I shall press on with that goal in mind. I've got, in fact, 40 minutes to get there and get on the platform and get in the train. And if I get on a taxi, you know, you never know your luck. You might get on some joker that takes you around for half an hour just trying to knock up the clock. And whereas I'm pretty confident of walking to that building in 40 minutes, I might actually fail to get on the train because of some joker trying to take me round bogus one-way systems. So I'm probably better off where I am. That and the calorie burn, and that and the achievement of it, and the film and all that. So I just carry on as I am. Smashing somebody else's head against the wall there, continuing the motif which I touched on the other night. But I think he only means it as a joke. I hope he does. Tipperbold shoes shop. Budapest Bank. Checking I've got my passport. Not that I need it actually, because nobody's going to check my passport on the train. We're all in Schengen now. They'll check the ticket and that's that. They won't check my name. Yep, they don't give you a way of crossing here. You got to go under and up again. That's what I was afraid of. So that's what Ruha means, cloth. Because Ruha Klinika is cloth clinic. And that's why it's a yellow cross, like a medical cross, but a different colour. Because they want to kind of make out that they're some kind of a doctor for clothes. They call it cloth clinic. Oh, that's an idea, isn't it? Whoa. Oh, nice. Okay, it's half an hour to go until that train pulls out of that station. ought to find a kind of landmark which is halfway from here at past to the station. I think it's the end of that green building on the other side of the road. It'd be good to have been, if I can make that within 10 minutes then I'm on track. There's another Chippo Bolcher there. I don't know, I thought the Czechs were a bit obsessed with shoes, but there are even more shoe shops here. Mind you, this one looks decidedly oh no, it's not. There are shoes here. It's just all the shops around it are disused. Funny. Right. So when I cross this street, it had better be earlier than 22:08. Oh, that was just 4 minutes, not 10. I'm well on time then. Presbyterianus Missio. Nice. Presbyterian mission. Hungary did have a lot of Calvinists at one time. Now it has rather a lot of peep shows, so that's not much of a legacy. Peep, peep, peep. I hadn't seen much up until that point. I hadn't seen really much signs of the sex industry that used to be all over the place here. I thought it had probably died out, but it's still there in small amounts. Give it another few years, I should say, and then it'll be like most more decent places in Europe where you don't really see it anymore. When I suggested to my colleague coming in that we might walk to the centre, she said, "No, no!" Like it was something beyond the bounds of achievability, but with all my overweightness, I've still managed to do it with all this luggage, going back again, which is the uphill way, or it's very slightly uphill only. The possible complication that could come up now is how to get across the next... Oh, I know this place because I've plonked my parents down here one time when they went in there. When my good old mum and dad came here with me, I plonked them down here because they stayed in that hotel. Now, I'm assuming the best way to get there is to use this bypass or underpass. Let's hope I'm not misguided. All this does is take me to the side of the road. But there were a smaller number of bits of building going on that side of the road. Have to see what happens next. It smells like a zoo down here, by the way. Yeah, I think I probably made a good decision coming out this side, because some horrible accident has taken place there with the police. Somebody's come off their motorbike. Maybe somebody got knocked over. Yeah, we got somebody's car half over the remains of his bike. Oh dear. And it's a taxi knocked him. They should know better than that. Oh, green. Maybe it's just as well I didn't get a rickshaw up here, if that sort of accident is prone to happen. Yeah, it's definitely the Eastern Station because I can already read it. Keleti Palia Udvar. Eastern Station. Why I need the Eastern Station for going west is beyond me, but that's how it is. Right, looks like it's time for a time check. So I've got 15 minutes here, I'm alright. Yeah, I've actually got 18 minutes. So that was fairly nice, and you never know, if you could get in one of these ruddy taxis and it might be the thing that hits the bike rider and you've got to sit there and make a witness statement and lose your train. It looks like I don't have to use the underpass. It looks like I can get across here. The road out of the centre, I remember this, from this point on gets nice and broad and fast, but it ain't easy to turn back, which is what I had to do last time. I think I drove a few kilometres before I could turn back and drop the folks off. Whoa. Right. Well, I assume the best way into this will be from the front. That's where most of the people seem to be going anyway. Right, well, I think this structure deserves me to get the camera out for a second and just focus up to some details around it. As you see, I'm a tad on the sweaty side, but it's good for me, I think. So there we are. I've used most of the old battery on this, by the way, but I thought it was quite interesting to do it. Okay, keep recording. Keep recording until I get on the platform. When you watch TV and there's a countdown to something, it never actually works with the timing that you're watching on the TV. You know, it counts down a couple of hours in 10 minutes, and it does that without stretching credibility at all. Whereas on my films, if you're counting down half an hour, that's what you get. You get half an hour. There's no editing, not at the moment anyway. I might start doing that later. Oh, please don't smoke a cigarette when I'm puffing and panting. Right. Praga Holešovice. Platform 9. So platform 9 is over that way. Right. Getting my ticket out. It says train number 476 and wagon 375. 476, is that this one? Well, it doesn't say anything, does it? That's the problem. Wagon 375.
Értesítjük kedves utasainkat, hogy a menetrend szerint 19 óra 57 perckor sátorhajó végeig felől érkező gyorsvonat északi rokok miatt előreállnak a késését, vagy különbözőket is megértésüket. A fősátra közlekedés felülről 19 óra 53 perc.
Jó estét!
Jó estét!
Uram, 375
Aha,
kocsi.
aha.
261, 375.
Aha.
Jó, ott előtt.
Okay. So he's pointing me down this way. It's a long train, let me tell you, it's a long train. I think this about, am I filming this or has my shirt got in the way? Oh look, there's a Polish car, PKP Intercity. Now that's very nice. I could go straight home to Poland, but I've got stuff to do in Prague, so I've got to go there instead. It's interesting to see just one Polish car stuck in amongst all the Hungarian cars. Maybe they nicked it. That's going to Warszawa Wschodnia. At the moment they're all in one. Right, what's this? This is 354, I still need 375. It's a bit risky, isn't it? Let me do a quick time check. I've still got another 7 minutes or so, but the train is so long I'm starting to worry. Although in the worst case I think I'd be able to go from carriage to carriage inside it. 355, it's still not 375. And there's another Polish one. Flip. $356, still not that. $375, I mean. Oh, these are the Wagons Lees, the Vagone Letti, the Schlafwagen. $375. Oh dear, bit of a spark going up there. Whew. Well, this is a České dráhy one anyway, so they sold me one in the Czech Republic. Oh, 375? This is 375. 375, sorry. Shit. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks.
Very good train.
Oh yes, brilliant. Okay. What's my seat? 66. Oh. And I've even got my reservation in. That's pretty good, isn't it? I like this. As you can see, I'm on my own. That's my seat there, 66. But you can see that the way it's done, actually, somebody's left these things closed. I don't necessarily need them closed. I'll open them, the curtains. So here I am, and I'm going to turn it off. Thank you for accompanying me, just to see how much time I actually had left over. No more than about 5 minutes in the end, really. But then I didn't break into a run or anything. I could have done, but just to give you an idea how much sweat I've got pouring off me. I think it's all sweat, really. Just looking at myself in the mirror there, that's pretty much all sweat. But I can I can pull this down. I think I can. Yeah, there we go. Whew. And soon I'll be laughing. Hopefully I'll be left to my own devices for the next 8 hours. Do some gold list, cool down, drink a load of water. I seem to have been given a lot of bottles of water by well-meaning people. Thank you, Joe, for your last bottle that I got. And in fact, I've got quite a few bottles by now. I seem to have accumulated, so I should probably drink them all just to make up what I've lost. And that's good. I'm happy. I'll sit down now and just relax all the way to Prague. So here we are anyway, 6 minutes later. I thought it was just a nice addendum to it, just to show you this, just touching off. We're still in the Kaleti area. This is still all train, railway building and that, but just to show you, setting off on a journey here in this lovely train. I've been in better trains than I've been in worse ones. This is alright. Second class. But if you've got a compartment to yourself, then you can't complain. So I've paid for first class and had worse conditions, I can tell you. The table isn't very big, but I don't need a big table to do the gold list. That's one of the advantages of the gold list method. You don't need a computer, you shouldn't use a computer, so you've got more space. Now, because of the open window, I've got the opportunity to just cool down nicely. Budapest Kaleti, there we are. And I shall now, having given you an idea of what this looks like, and it's not very prepossessing, the bit by the bit of Budapest, or going out of Budapest by the railway. Not very nice looking. I shall turn it off again. I'll turn it on if there's anything interesting, but you saw some on the way in and I'm already flashing red.